What's going on, guys? This is Seth42 here, and today I am back with another college football prediction video, and today I will be talking about the Pitt Panthers versus the Cincinnati Bearcats in the River City rivalry. This game hasn't, or the rivalry hasn't been played back since 2012. I never really actually knew about this rivalry because, honestly, in my own opinion, I don't really pay attention too much to the Cincinnati Bearcats. Or even though Pitt is in the ACC, which I'm a UNC fan, also support App State as well. So this is a rivalry game because Cincinnati in Ohio is close to Pitt, which is Pennsylvania. So I guess the river is on that line. So that's why they call it the River City rivalry. And of course, as you guys see what the trophy is, it's called a paddle wheel trophy. So I guess it's like a compass almost type of thing into a wheel. Look at, I don't know what that is. It's kind of cool though. Pretty cool trophy there. All right, so like Pitt leads 8-4. So this is kind of like I guess a small rivalry. So it says Pitt leads 8-4. But Cincinnati has won the last 4 games against Pitt. But they haven't played since 2012. So it's been a long. Doesn't feel like it's been a long time, but it's 2023, and that was like 11 years ago. So, all right. Also, I've created this slideshow. So if you guys have anything to comment down below, please comment down below, because I don't know if I put all the accurate players on this video. So just let me know what you guys think. Also, this game will be the second game of the year, and this will be on September 9th of 2023 as well. All right, next slide. All right, so the location will be at Scringer Stadium, which used to be called Heinz Field, at the Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium, which the Pitt Panthers use. So it's going to be a home game for Pitt, which is kind of cool if you're a college football player, because not many players that play in Pitt or Pittsburgh. As you guys know, Kenny Pickett is from Pitt and he plays for Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's pretty cool, coincidental thing. But yeah, all right. So it's gonna be at Heinz Field, or not Heinz Field, Scringer Field. I can't pronounce that. Scringer, something, whatever you call it. I like Heinz Field more. I'm sure a lot of Steelers fans did not like that change, because they're so used to calling it Heinz Field. Okay, so coaches. Next slide, we have our the coaches for Pitt. We have Pat Narduzzi, and of course, now new head coach Scott Satterfield, who previously coached at App State, and of course went to Louisville, his next stop, and now is the new head coach of Cincinnati. And of course, Pat Narduzzi has pretty much been the Pittsburgh's Panthers head coach for a while. And as you guys know, that Luke Fickell is now the new head coach of Wisconsin. And of course, Pat Narduzzi record currently, he's only coached at Pitt 62-41, 41-25 in the ACC. And of course, Scott Satterfield. I love Scott Satterfield. He's an awesome coach, and I've always supported him because I'm an App State fan as well. And so yeah, he went 51-24. At App State, really did a really awesome job there. Won 3 back-to-back Sun Belt Conference champs as well. So it was pretty impressive what he did at App State. And of course, he did okay at Louisville. He won 6 or 7 games 2 years, and then last year it was kind of like an ups and downs year. But also Cincinnati, I think, is going to the Big 12 this year, I believe, which will start at July 1st. Possibly, I could be wrong in that. If I'm wrong with that, but I do believe that Cincinnati, BYU, all those schools, Houston, are all going to the Big 12 after, I think, this year. All right, so last season we have Pitt had a good season. They finished second in the ACC. They finished 22 in the nation with a 9-4 record and 5-3 in the ACC, which is now going to be one conference, not 2 divisions. They were second in the in the Coastal, and UNC got first. All right, so key wins for them. Last year, they beat West Virginia 38-31 the first game. It's always going to be a key win, no matter what. And, of course, they beat Syracuse, who was ranked 20th at the time. I know, who knew Syracuse Orange would be ranked in football? They're usually not that great in football, but they had a great season last year. They kind of fell apart a little bit in the end of the season, but they won 19-9. I believe that their Syracuse's quarterback was injured, and that game was a little weird, but they still won. And of course, they beat UCLA. Wait a minute. Oh, I think it was 35. Yeah, my bad. I think it was 37-35, not 37-5. I messed up on that one. So yeah, sorry if that was the wrong score. But anyways, all right. So Cincinnati, they were 9-4, 6-2, third in American after an awesome season 2 years ago when even though they lost to Alabama in the college football playoffs, it was still pretty cool to see Cincinnati in the college football playoffs. What do you call it? Not a Power 5, but Group of 5. My bad. Yeah. So a Group of 5 conference, and now they're going to a Power 5 conference, so they can have actual legit reasons to be in the college football playoffs, which is crazy. But yeah, they had a good season last year, though they had some games that they choked, especially against Arkansas. They could have won that game, but they went 9-4 and 6-2 overall, third in the American. And of course, the only key wins they had was Indiana, which Indiana is not bad in their Big Ten. So they won 45-24, and so yeah, that was a good game for them. All right, so I don't know if these are all accurate. So I'm just gonna. These are some of the players that are potentially going to the NFL draft, I believe, for Pitt. So running back junior Israel Abanikanda. If I butcher that last name, I'm sorry, but he was a beast at Pitt. He was one of the best running backs there in a while. He could be like a top 20, top 15 draft pick in my opinion. He had 1,431 rushing yards and 20 touchdowns. Really, really good. Also, linebacker senior Sir Vosia Dennis. Overall, he had 232 tackles as a linebacker and 36 tackles for loss and 15 sacks and 2 interceptions total of his career. If I pronounce these names wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not good. Even if I listen to what they say of how to pronounce the name, I still mess up regardless. All right, so also wide receiver senior Jared Wayne, defensive tackle junior Kalijah Cansey, who's also a key player from last year, offensive tackle senior Carter Warren, DB junior Brandon Hill, linebacker senior Tyler Wiltz, and there is your NFL draft nominees, I believe, for Pitt. If I'm wrong, please comment down below if I messed up on this slide. All right, for Cincinnati, for now, I believe that these are the guys that are going pro, which is cornerback senior Arquan Bush, who also is probably the second best player when Sauce Gardner Jr. was on the team 2 years ago. I mean, they had studs at defense for Cincinnati, those two cornerbacks, and I believe Arquan is going to be a beast as well. Last year, he had totaled about 84 tackles, 17 pass deflections, 7 interceptions, so that was pretty freaking good for his senior season. All right, Javon Hicks, who's a safety, senior, he's gone. Offensive guard, senior Lorenz Metz is gone. Offensive tackle, senior Dylan O'Quinn is gone. Tight end, Leonard Taylor is gone. And then wide receiver, Trey Tucker. And, of course, tight end, Josh Wiley. All right, so roster news. Sometimes I like to do transfers in, transfers out type of thing. This is all on On3, so I just did the research and tried to see if these are accurate. But for now, this is from players that are transferring out of schools. And so Caden Slovis is kind of like JT Daniels. He went to USC, and then now he went to Pitt. Started okay, but then he struggled throughout the year, and I think he got hurt as well. And so he's gone. He's going to BYU. Judson Tylander, I can't pronounce the last name, goes to Akron. Running back Vincent Davis goes to UNLV. Tight end Kai Wright goes to James Madison. Wide receiver Jaden Bradley goes to Charlotte 49ers. And, of course, defensive end John Morgan goes to Arkansas. All right, players that are transferring in, and I list the star ratings that they were former high school recruits. Wide receiver Dejon Reynolds, pretty good, 4-star from Florida. Derek Davis Jr., 4-star from LSU. Christian Felix, quarterback, 4-star from Penn State. Safety Donovan McMullen, 4-star from Florida. Punter Jeff Yerk, and of course from Elon. And QB Phil Jurgovic, if I pronounced that last name right, I don't know. He's from Boston College. He's a former 4-star high school prospect. And so they had some good players come in, and I believe that Phil Jurgovic is going to be the guy to start for Pitt. All right, so Cincinnati, they lost a lot of guys, especially to the transfer portal, and half of the wide receivers, as you guys can see right here, are going to Wisconsin because of Luke Fickell. And of course, so I believe that Cincinnati is going to be on a rebuilding mode for Scott Satterfield, but maybe not. They may actually be good, even though they lost a lot of players. All right, so wide receiver Blue Smith goes to Western Kentucky. Quincy Burrows goes to Wisconsin. Will Pauling goes to Wisconsin. Nick Mardner goes to Auburn. Offensive guard Jake Renfro goes to Wisconsin. Offensive tackle Joe Huber goes to Wisconsin. And defensive edge Noah Potter goes to NC State. And of course, this is all on On3 Sports. I'll put the link in the description below. And so yeah, this video is going to actually be probably one of my longest videos for prediction videos. But anyways, all right, so players that are transferring in. Now, they did get some good guys coming in. And there's still going to be a long list of players who are transferring in from the portal, which is QB Emory Jones, who used to be a quarterback who was supposed to be the guy at Florida, went to Arizona State. And, of course, he was a 4-star. And then DB or cornerback Jordan Young, 3-star from Florida. Wide receiver Donovan Ollie, who's also a decent, really not a bad player for Washington State, who's 3-star. Tight end Joey Beljon, not accurate, which is they don't really have a star rating. Western Kentucky, D. Wiggins from Louisville, DJ Taylor from Arizona State, Carter Brown, who's a kicker from Arizona State, linebacker Dorian Jones, who's 3-star, who's from Louisville, and who's going to go play with Scott Satterfield. And of course, the list is too long for me to put down, and it'll be on. All right, so top 3 players on offense. I like to go quarterback, wide receiver, and of course running back. And for defense, it's a mixture of 2. So bear with me with this. But yeah, I think for now that Phil Jurkovec is going to be battling with Nick Patty, or I believe Pitt has a recruit as well. But his stats from Boston College was 147 completions to 247 attempts, 59.5 completion percentage, 1,711 yards, and of course 11 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. QBR rating is 125, which doesn't really say anything for college football. So running back Rodney Hammond Jr. He was also a beast for Pitt as a backup to Abanakanda, who is going to the draft. He had 109 carries, 459 yards, 5 touchdowns, averaged about 4.2 yards of carry. All right, and I believe that wide receiver Kanata Mumfield, who's a sophomore, stats, he did really well last year with 58 receptions, 551 yards of receiving, and 1. All right, for Cincinnati, they had a lot of transfers, so I believe that quarterback Emory Jones will be the starter for now. He had 125 completions to 199 attempts, 62.8 completions percentage, 1,533 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. All right, running back Corey Kiner. I believe he was a player from LSU that transferred as well that I missed in the portal list. That was just too long. He had 81 carries, 362 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. And of course, Donovan Ollie will probably be the key player transferring in. He had at Washington State 43 receptions, 491 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. All right, so for Pitt, for the top 3 players on defense, this is who I picked in my opinion. If you have a comment down below who you think was the best player returning for defensive players, please comment down below. I would like for you guys to explain your reasoning and just give me feedback as well. All right, DB senior Marcus Williams. He's back. He's actually had a really good year. 24 total tackles, 20 solo, 1 pass deflection, 2 interceptions. Linebacker senior Bengali Kamara. Stats 47 total tackles, 28 solo, 1 sack, and 1 interception. All right, defensive tackle senior Devin Danielson. Stats 16 total tackles and 9 solo tackles as well. All right, so for top 3 players on defense for Cincinnati, we have sophomore Dorian Jones, who's from Louisville, like I said earlier, on the transferring in players. Stats, he had 34 total tackles, 20 solo, 3 sacks for Dorian Jones as well. All right, linebacker, sophomore Jaheim Thomas for now, if I believe he's still with the team. If he's not with the team, comment down below, because I try to get players who are returning, but not really many people had articles about players returning, so it's kind of difficult. But anyways, he had 70 total tackles, really good. 25 solo and 2 sacks. So he is going to be a key guy if he's staying with Cincinnati, unless he transferred out, which I don't believe. But anyways, safety freshman Omarion Smith had 20 total tackles, 18 solo, and 1 interception. Team stats offensively: the Pitt Panthers yards per game 405.6, passing 222.7 yards, rushing 182.9 yards. Pretty good for especially in the ACC, which is not that great of a conference, but it's still good quality in my opinion. Points per game average about 31 points per game. Cincinnati kind of had like a regressed year after that national championship run or college football playoffs run, and they lost to Alabama. Yards per game 372.4, passing 242.7 yards, rushing 129.7 yards, and then points per game 29.2. Team stats on defense: Pitt Panthers yards allowed 319.7, passing yards allowed 224.2, rushing yards allowed 95.5, points per game 23.4. All right, and for Cincinnati, we have yards allowed 328.5, not great. Not a slight difference, not too much to Pitt. Passing yards allowed 186.4, rushing yards allowed 142.1, points allowed per game only 20, so not too bad compared to Pitt as well. So yeah, Cincinnati is a good football team, so don't count them out. All right, my final prediction for the River City rivalry. I think I'm not trying to be biased here, but I believe that Pitt may be the team to win this game, mainly because Cincinnati is in a rebuilding mode. Scott Satterfield is a new head coach, so they got to get guys in. They got to figure out who's going to be the starting quarterback or on the offense. But I think that Pitt, even though they're losing some key players, I think that they may be on the better end versus Cincinnati. So I'm going to put Pitt by -7 in this game, but I could be totally wrong because this is a way too early college football prediction video. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Comment down below. Please give me feedback. I love feedback. And if I miss stuff, please give me feedback about that as well. And so yeah, Pitt by 7 points. This is a way too early game. I want to put this video out so people can talk about it. And so yeah, all right guys, Set42 here. Have a great day, and see you guys later. Peace.